My people, Chris here. You know how in gospel we love to change keys and we love to modulate, right? So I'm going to show you how to modulate and how to do it properly and not like be surprised when they go up in keys, right? In church or wherever you may be, whenever there's modulation. Modulation just means to raise in pitch. So normally in gospel we go up in half steps. So if you start in the key of C, we go up to the key of C sharp, D flat, D, E flat, E, etc. Whenever we're changing keys, remember you got to keep a couple things in mind. It's the first thing. You want to do it on a 5, right? So in the key of C, G is the 5th interval away from C, right? So we want to start on that. So I'm going to show you some examples. I'm going to give you a sample melody, right? And then we're going to move from there. So the first thing, we look at the melody, right? And it's going to be like this. All right, it's going to be like that in all the keys I'm going to show you. I'm going to do up to about 4 keys, and then you just do the rest of the 8 keys, my math, and then you'll be fine. You have it on all 12 keys. So it's going to be, all right, so that's your melody. Now it's important. It's very important that you have a melody established, right? For whatever song you're trying to do, okay? So once you have that, though, we pay attention to it because we're going to go to the 5. Now we'll put the chords in it. It will sound like this. So if you C chord, all right, C inverted, all right, go to G, F, G, so 1, 5, 4, 5, 1. And all of that's going to be over the 5, and then we resolve to the 1. So the 5 would be this. All right. Now, we have that part, but the C is important because this C here is going to be shared in the next key. You got to look at the notes that overlap. In other words, when you're going to modulate, right, we know that C is the first interval in the key of C, but it's also the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th interval of the key of C sharp, D flat. It ties that together. So we have the melody as a glue. We don't want to have any other note but C because E and G and pretty much everything else except for F doesn't fit in the key of D flat, C sharp, right? So we do have the C, and it's a leading tone. It happens to be a leading tone, C to C sharp, D flat. So the leading tone leads us to the next note. It's going to want to resolve up. So in other words, pay attention. I'm going to do that again. And I'll modulate now. All right, now we do this. See what I did there? I did a couple things. Now we have our melody. Now we're going to look at the ambiguity. Ambiguity means that it's not certain. It's like, is it a major? Is it a minor? Who knows? When you do this thing, okay, something like this, this comes from a scale called a Lydian scale, and I have a bunch of videos on that. But Lydian has this kind of floating kind of quality, right? And so we have the C major over this B flat. So could it be the key of C? Could it be another key? Maybe the key of D flat? We're not really sure. It's not really giving it away, but it's creating enough tension, enough ambiguity to kind of be in between. So this is certain. We know that we're in C because of this cadence, right? Right? There's no question in. Nobody's gonna go. You know, you don't want to do that. It's really strange and it's very abrupt and jarring. You know, you're gonna get those looks from people like, what are you trying to play? What you want to do, all right? Create the ambiguity. All right. Oh, sorry. I just did exactly what I said I wasn't gonna do. So 5. All right. 1, and then B flat. Right. C over B flat. Now we share this tone now here with A flat. This is truly where the key change comes in. All right. Now we're magically in D flat. So that's what helps. Now we're going to try that again. Now we're in the key of D flat, right? C sharp. We're going to do the same thing and then modulate to the key of D. All right. 5. 1 over 5. Okay. So keep it in mind. We got the 3 things. We have our melody, all right, we're keeping it on top, and we're going to go off of the 5 chord. In this case, it happens to be the A flat, G sharp. The third thing is we need to keep the ambiguity going. So, all right, we know this is definitely E flat, but then we create this, we create the C sharp, D flat over the B. Now we change now. Okay, now we're going from the key of C sharp to the key of D, right, or D major. And now we're gonna do this. Now we're gonna go down from here, from this B, and now we're gonna keep the same thing on top this D flat becomes now the third for A major. We continue on with the same thing, and then we go from here. You see what I mean? The overlapping tones. The melody is important because it leads the tone to where it's going to go. It just happens to be going up a half step. That's where it's going. Okay, again. All right, 5. Well, I start from, sorry, in the wrong key. From here. Sure. Ambiguity. Now back to, now we're going to modulate. Now we have the G over the B, A over the C sharp, and then we are in D. Same thing for the key of D, all right? We have our melody. Okay? So now we're here, the 1 over the 5. All right? We go back to 1, and now we go the 1 over the flat 7 to C. And now we're gonna shift because we're going up to the key of E flat, right? D sharp. So that D on top becomes the new third. What used to be 1 for D now is the third for B flat. The chord of B flat, 1, 3, 5, right? Then we continue on. All right. See what I'm doing? A flat over C, new key. And this 5 chord, this leading tone, you ain't going nowhere else but up to E flat. You're not gonna, don't do this, all right, because people gonna look at you funny. From here, same thing, all right. We resolve this, okay, in E flat. Same, all right, same melody. Remember, we started from here. Now we're here, all right. All right, 5, 1 over 5. Now we definitely hear flat 7. All right, you can add the A flat if you want. I'll just keep it simple. Now we're going up to the key of E. All right, and now we switch here. We have a 5. That 5 pulls to the 1 chord. Now we go right back to what we were doing before. 4 over the 6, the new 6. So 4, 5, and then, so remember a couple things. That melody has to stay on top, okay? The 5 chord is what we're going to build everything off of. The 5 is what gives you the pull right back to 1. It has the strongest pull to the 1. It's like the sun and all the planets, okay? So think of that 5 as the center of the universe. So we have that 5 there, and now we create the ambiguity. That's the third thing. The ambiguity comes when we play the 1 chord over the flat 7. And then now we go from that, you know, it's in between. It's in this kind of like floaty kind of, I don't know what you want to, like limbo, like musical limbo. And then now we go from there and we go to the 5 chord. The 5 chord makes it definite, like I want to go somewhere, but I'm not going up. I'm not going down. I'm going up. And then once we have the 5 chord, we just walk from the 4, 5, and then we go right back to the 1. And you can just continue on. I just gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. 5, 4, 5, whatever it is. And you can figure out the rest. I did almost half, and now you can finish those in the rest of the keys. You shouldn't have an issue now changing keys in gospel, because this is what we do as part of playing gospel. God bless you. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. And if you haven't checked out my website yet, go check out gospelprogressionsuniversity.com. It will be a blessing to you, because what I have there for you is a free guide. It's called What Do Pro Musicians Know That You Don't? God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.